All right, let's get to the next game. Oh, and this is another fun one. Oh my god. The
Another
only thing I have to
rematch.
say, Kirby Smart has to get a monkey off his shoulder with this game. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Like, all right, what do you got on this one, Kev?
So, okay, I do yes, there is a huge mental block for the Bulldogs. But some people are acting like that's the only reason why the line's close and they're better I mean, Alabama beat this team at home. They outperformed them. They did not, everyone was thinking if Alabama was going to win that game, they were going to have to pass all over them. Well, yes,
Yep,
they did, but they also ran for 239 rushing
that's right.
yards. The
Yeah.
Georgia rush defense is good. It's not elite. It's not top 10. um, yeah, well,
Now,
okay.
Kev,
Actually,
now
it's
one
number 7
thing.
sorry, number 7 in rushing yards allowed per game, so it is top 10. It's their rushing offense that I have my druthers with.
Hmm,
Their rushing offense is they don't break 200 yards per game on the ground. They've had some good outings, but I think people might be thinking too much about the Auburn Alabama game and
yeah,
not paying enough attention to the game that happened the night before, where Georgia Tech punched them right in the mouth.
they did.
They were able to pass on this Georgia team, and not only
That game
that,
was
their
so much
defense was able
closer.
to keep them
Yeah,
in check. That I don't. Did you watch that game on Friday?
bits
Were
and
you watching
pieces.
it? So I was Georgia Tech lost 2 of their starting secondary in the first half, and that was already a banged up secondary. So the JV squad came up and held Georgia to 16 points. I think that should be concerning for a Georgia fan. Obviously, this Auburn Alabama game was closer than expected, but um, Alabama was up 17-3 at one point. They ended up winning. I think And I again gave up my point or gave up my pick a little early. As you can see, I am going again with Alabama. Who I'm thinking I might just nix that over. Here,
Valid.
you talk, and I'm going to make a
Yeah.
decision in the next 45 seconds.
I love that. The other thing that to your point about the mental block, Kev, a lot of it really had to come down to the third down conversions. Like that, this game was in week 5, granted, but Alabama went 13 at 19 on third down conversions, and Georgia was only 2 of 8 on third down conversions. Definitely a big mental block. But even though it was a run game, like you said from Bama, all season I've been saying this. Ty Simpson just has such a diverse receiving core that you really have to play zone coverage in order for it to work out, and it didn't work out at all for Georgia's defense that then. Okay. One thing I will note, it was week 5. Both his QBs were still getting their feet wet a little bit. I think, Ty Simpson obviously came out on top, but since then, that's what I'm really more interested in. Who's got a better resume since week 5? It's not
Well, I
even
mean,
close in my opinion. I think it's Georgia. Their victories include Texas, Georgia Tech, and Ole Miss, and Alabama's had some losses since then. Okay,
yeah,
and
actually, this
Alabama.
time I printed out the whole schedule so we don't make a mistake. I will
Well,
just read you them
I know
off
the
since
Georgia. Yeah, who are their losses?
So
Florida
since
State, Notre
Alabama and
Dame. All right.
Georgia played, Georgia beat Kentucky by 21, Auburn by 10, Ole Miss by
You gotta
8,
just list
Florida by
all of them.
4, Mississippi State by 20, Texas by 25, Charlotte by 32, Georgia Tech by 7. Since Alabama played Georgia on Alabama's end, they beat Vanderbilt by 16, Missouri on the road by 3, Tennessee at home by 17, South Carolina on the road by 7, LSU by 11,
Okay.
lost to Oklahoma. They beat Eastern Illinois 56-0, and then that Auburn game last week. So
All right,
it's not
I'm not gonna
not a
follow you
huge
up with any more
difference.
stats or just boring numbers. All I'm gonna say is this: look, I think Georgia does get up for this, and I think it's just a chip on the shoulder. As we both know, Kirby Smart does tend to get up for the big game moments. This is just the one big game moment he hasn't been able to conquer. But as we have seen in this past week, a lot of trends with rivalries and stuff like that are meant to be broken. And on paper, George is just the better team, and it's too close of a spread. I think that, and it's also going to be a home field advantage for Georgia. Let's be honest.
They
It's going to
did
be in
just
Atlanta.
play there last week.
Yeah, they
I don't
did.
even know if they went home after that game. They might
Yeah,
as well
that
have just stayed in Atlanta.
Kirby Smart just got like a big old barn and they're all sitting in cots or something right now. And yeah, but yeah, that being said, and I took the under just because I'm going back on my gambling strategy of anytime the spread is this close, I like the under. All right.
All right, I'm keeping the over, even though I just don't want to have to deal with remembering I changed it. So I'm going to keep the over
I
because
like
I
the
think
fact that
Alabama
we're
can pass
against
the
each
ball
other
to it.
this much. I like the fact that we're against each other this much, right now.
One of us is going to hate the fact that we were so against each other whenever
Or
these
we're just
games
going to split
split it.
these two games straight down the middle.
True.
Yeah, okay. We're about to get to we got two more games to talk about, but before we get to those, if you're just watching for our coverage of Georgia and Bama, remember guys to like and subscribe. I know I've said this a bunch already if you're watching the full video, but I'm going to say it two more times anyway. We love doing these videos and we love you guys as participating. Feel free to comment about how big of idiots we are. Me and Kev love to read those comments more because you're probably right. I cry in the mirror when that happens, and Kev just laughs. But it's okay. Just go ahead and tell us how wrong we are, what we need to do better. We love to hear that, and we're going to keep this going during the college basketball season. Can't wait for that to get started. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next game. Kev, anything else to add?
No, I don't like it. I don't laugh when people are mean to us. That does hurt.
I laugh in the video, but then when I'm done editing, I go in the mirror and I'm in the fetal position and crying. Okay, on to the next game.